Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Scott King. I'm the owner of Let'sGetYourMindRight.com, and I'm a certified hypnotist, NLP practitioner, and a narcissistic abuse empowerment coach. Basically, I educate people on narcissism, and I help them get out of toxic narcissistic relationships and into a more fulfilling life. For more information on that, make sure to visit the website, www.letsgetyourmindright.com. And for the video series, the YouTube series, I'm covering, small phrases just to help understand what's going on with limiting beliefs. Now, for those of you that do not know what a limiting belief is, it's something that you believe that you can't do. Now, if we were to talk about beliefs for like a quick second, a belief is a collection of experiences, thoughts, and judgments that are wrapped, if we could wrap them up in a ball, right? And then you would say, you have an understanding or believe something to be true about this belief, right? And some of the other words that we covered are can't and try. And basically, you're saying that you can't do something. You believe that you can't do something. So what we do as hypnotists is that we go ahead and find out if it's true, if is it really true, are these words that you're just telling yourself, and then what are you capable of? So today, the word that I would like to cover is why. Now, this is a question that we ask, and it doesn't really get us a whole lot of places, right? If you ask the word why, you're pretty much just living in the past. And if you ask the word why, you're providing evidence or proof or whatever it is to prove whatever belief that you have is holding you back. And so if you were to ask my daughter, who's 2, why are you crying? She would give you all the reasons of, why she's crying. Instead of thinking about it like this, oh, she's crying, what can we do now? Because if you're living in the past, you're not going to be able to change it. The good thing about the past is that it's already over with, and we don't have to do that again. We just take the learnings that we have from the past, and then we can live in the present, and then know not to make those same mistakes, learning experiences in the future. So basically, the way it's said is that you'll keep repeating the same lesson until you've learned it. So with that being said, using the word why just gives you evidence as to why something is true, other than challenging something that's true and then moving forward from it. Quick example, right? I'm in a Facebook group. I own a DJ company, and there was this other DJ owner, and the question was, why will these Spanish-speaking DJs sign a non-compete with my company? Basically, the worry is I have clients coming in that want Spanish-speaking DJs, and then I want a Spanish-speaking DJ to be able to fulfill those shows when they come in, and that he was, or the owner, whatever, was mad that they couldn't get a Spanish-speaking DJ, to sign, solely or independently just with that one company. And, well, basically it was a why question, right? So if the person was like, oh, why won't these Spanish-speaking DJs sign with me? So I looked at it and I was like, well, I actually have a similar issue that I have to deal with, right? Because I own a DJ company, and yes, I have clients that ask for Spanish-speaking DJs. Now, I don't ask the question why they won't, exclusively sign with me. I pretty much understand that I wouldn't want somebody to exclusively sign with me because there's liability on my part to them to have them, paying their bills every single week. And even though I may not have Spanish-speaking, demand for Spanish-speaking DJs every single week. So I know I didn't ask the why question. I said, okay, well, I have customers that are coming in, and I still want to meet the demand of the customer because the customer's right? Not all the time, but we'll see how it works. So I pretty much reached out to DJs within the community that do speak Spanish and asked them, what they wanted. So instead of saying, why won't you sign with me full time? Okay, well, I understand that you have a life to live. What would it take? What makes sense for you to want to take a gig for me? Because I have a client, they have a show, and, I spend money for advertising to get clients to come to me. And yet I still got to meet the demand of the client because it's a company that, sells entertainment. And what benefits do these Spanish-speaking DJs get that they don't have to chase down clients? That's pretty much my job. And what's a win-win situation? Now, I didn't ask the question why, because if I would have asked the question why, then I just would have been stuck in a circle, not getting an answer to my solution. So I asked some people, who wanted to work with me, and it worked out. And I wasn't stuck in the why question. I still got it taken care of, and I'm able to grow my company knowing what I know from that. And I wasn't stuck in the why, and I didn't get mad about it. That's another thing to think about. What does getting mad about anything really do for you? It does nothing other than let out steam. Now, if you need to let out steam, and if going to hit a punching bag kind of like works out for you, it works for you until it doesn't anymore, right? So understand that you get the frustration out. You understand what the situation is. Ask where you're at now and where do you want to be and what steps are you going to take to get there. Asking why questions will only support the fact that you're at where you're at now. That's okay if you want to analyze some information before you move forward. I just don't want you to get stuck into the why question. Also, when you're using the why question, it'll put somebody on the defense. Now, I don't know if you're using this with your self-talk or if you're using it with a person. If you ask somebody, why did you do that? Then they have to, dig in deep to come up with some sort of, excuse or defend themselves as to why they did what they did. You can understand, that they did what they did, and that's just what it is. Now, depending what kind of rapport you have with somebody, you can ask them the why question, or you can understand that this is what it is now, and then be like, okay, well, I see that this happened. What can we do to move forward from there? So be careful when using the why question. It'll keep you in a stuck loop. It'll put somebody else on the defense. And if your goal was to keep rapport with somebody that was in front of you, you wouldn't want to ask them the why question. All right, so guys, one more thing as we're covering the word why and insights to limiting beliefs. Now, just a quick note, it's all about perception, and maybe this is like a different way for you to look at it. And a lot of the things and the information that I cover is things that I've learned from all these mastermind classes that I've taken. Now, I know I covered the word why, and after I recorded the video, I ended up coming up with some information that I wanted to at least cover. So I was watching a video, of course, on Tony Robbins of all people, right? And of course he says, if you have a big enough why, that will get you to change. Now, I know it's looked at a little bit different in the information that I just covered, yet understanding the why will get you that information. Just don't stick into it long enough where it'll keep you in a stuck loop. And if you're using the why information to propel you forward, that could be a good thing as well. So once again, if you're going to sit there and ask the world why is this happening, that's more than likely going to keep you in a stuck loop unless you're using the why you're doing what you're doing right now as a reminder that you want to go somewhere different than where you were. So remember, the word why will just reinforce what's already true. And I took another mastermind class today, and they were explaining that why would someone want to purchase my services? Again, the word why or the question why comes up, and you would want to explain to them why you are a professional. Now, again, understanding the perception of the word why, how are you using it? Is it keeping you in a stuck loop, or is it propelling you forward? Once again, understanding the word why. Again, with your pen and paper, we started off with can't. We used the word try. Now we're using the word why. If you're liking the content that you see from the YouTube channel, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so that you can be alerted when we put out new material to the channel. Thanks, and I'll be in touch. www.letsgetyourmindright.com. You can do it. All right.